Good morning. We want to welcome our guests from the Commonwealth of Kentucky, around the nation, and around the world that are watching this live telecast from using the holler.org for this year's Action Research Summit, sponsored by the Kentucky Valley Educational Cooperative, which is funded through a Race to the Top grant. What you're going to be hearing today are some very exciting things going on in the classrooms by our teachers and our students. As many of you know, Appalachia, Kentucky has some special challenges right now with the loss of coal jobs, and we're not where we want to be economically, so we're redefining and reinvigorating the economy. A key part of that will be what's going on in the classrooms as our teachers are preparing our students for the 21st century. And so what we are interviewing people today, including my first guest, who applied for a Learning Innovation Grant to do something innovative in the classroom. And the teachers today and the students will be reporting on what happened. The reality is there are things going on in the classrooms of Eastern Kentucky and the KVAC service area that's not going on anywhere else in the world. So we're really proud about that, and very pleased that Mary Carter, who is a middle grade teacher in Letcher County at Letcher Middle School, is our first guest. And she has an interesting project which is called the Carter's Classroom Crib. So describe where you came up with the idea and what you're doing.
Okay, well, I am a first year teacher and I heard about the opportunity for the grant. So I applied knowing that I had to take advantage of this opportunity, but I didn't know my student population. I wasn't really sure their individual needs. However, when I walked into my classroom and I saw the desk in straight rows and it looked very similar to a picture I'd seen from a 1915 classroom, I knew I wanted to change things because education has changed. So as we're changing our standards and everything involved in innovation, I knew that the learning environment was just as important. So once I received information that I got the grant, I wanted student voice to be evident in everything I did with the funding. So I started out with surveys, just to see how they felt about the way things were. We got tables, little changes here and there, but to be completely honest, there was a lot of pushback at first. They were unsure, they didn't know, will I stay awake? Will I be able to learn in this environment? So once I started bringing in things little by little, we have a couch in my classroom, we have a futon, several saucer chairs and bean bags, and slowly all these different learning stations were developed. And from changing my classroom environment, I never anticipated the change in my students. We started out the year being a new teacher. It was challenging making sure they were engaged at all times and doing what they were supposed to and staying on task. So I had to change the way I taught once I brought in this furniture. But my students are so much more confident now. They're not afraid to ask questions. I feel like a setting where you raise your hand and everyone turns to see it, it makes students that are shy anyway resist from raising their hand. So they're more confident, they feel more empowered, they truly had voice in how I did things. So I feel that I never anticipated that the growth with my students would come from classroom redesign.
So you've created a very relaxing environment, but yet that creates an energy in the classroom because all the students get engaged?
Yes, because I have different learning stations. We have a reading station, a video station, a vocabulary, an illustration station where they write on the whiteboard tables, which is my favorite because I can instantly see if there's any misconceptions. I get a marker and I correct it, and then it's visual right in that moment. So it's, even though they're comfortable and they're spaced out, it's so much more. There's just such an environment of learning that I am so excited about.
So Mary, what has been the reaction of your fellow teachers?
At first, once I was talking about it, being the new kid on the block, I got I think a couple eye rolls, but they have seen how excited the kids are, and I think I'll get a couple bean bags, and I think I might apply for that grant next year. So overall, it's been a positive experience for the whole school because other teachers are starting to entertain the thoughts of changing their classrooms.
Okay. Well, Mary, thank you for what you're doing in your classroom so much, and thank you for kicking off our show.
Well, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Okay, keep up the good work.
All right, thank you.